All right, folks, we have some pretty telling silver news for today. Silver trades firmly near $49 ahead of speeches from Fed officials. But check this out. Silver price clings to gains near 49 despite receding Fed dovish bets. Improving US-China trade relations weigh on demand for safe havens, and investors await speeches from Fed members for fresh cues on the monetary policy outlook. So, with silver taking that sharp correction, that pullback, that dip from 54.52 down to this, if we were going to see negative sentiment like we are, then the price should be much lower if this wasn't the bottom. But it's holding at these prices regardless of negative sentiment, meaning this is probably the bottom. So I think the days of $42 silver are over. I think this is going to be where we bounce around from between this and 50, maybe a little higher until the end of the year, until next year we get into 60s, so on and so forth, as, you know, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, we sit around here, which is still within the same dollar region as our all-time highs ever, so keep that into consideration when you're looking at this price from a negative perspective. Remember that last time we saw this, even a couple of months ago, if you would have said silver's here at all-time highs, you would be looking at this from a glass half full, not glass half empty. Perspective is everything, and a lot of people, that psychology that plays into price perception plays a huge role into, you know, the emotional side of investing, which a lot of people overlook. Regardless, though, first and foremost, welcome. Thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information on what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, then make sure you click subscribe, click the bell so you get notified when I post. Usually it's noon and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Lately the times are a little off, but it's always at least one video a day. I aim for 2 videos a day, depending on how much news is happening. But I'm also doing a giveaway in about a week on this channel. I'm doing a giveaway today, actually, over at the Secret Silver Society for the members over there. We have a monthly giveaway over there. The 31st of every month, I give away one of our members some silver. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. If you don't want to bet on silver or test your luck, if you just want to buy gold, silver, platinum yourself, then hit up Miles Franklin. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. We have gold, silver, platinum specials every single Monday for the entire week. Massive inventory, great prices, very legitimate company. Don't buy from eBay or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or any of these places. There's too much fake silver. Too many people are getting scammed or ripped off. Buy from legitimate companies like Miles Franklin. So yeah, let's check out what's happening. So silver holds on to gains near Thursday's high around 49 during the Asian trading session on Friday, which is today. The white metal trades firmly, even as traders have trimmed bets supporting another interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve this year. According to the CME FedWatch tool, the probability of the Fed cutting interest rates by 25 basis points to 3.50%, 3.75% in the December meeting has eased to 72% from 91% seen a week ago. So Fed dovish expectations have receded after Chairman Jerome Powell stated in the monetary policy meeting on Wednesday that the December rate cut is, quote, far from a foregone conclusion. Easing Fed dovish expectations bode poorly for non-yielding assets such as silver. But regardless of negative sentiment or this type of information coming out, silver is still holding its ground from the pullback. Remember, the pullback from 54 down to here, this was the bottom. So if there was more negative sentiment coming out affecting the price, then it would keep going lower, but it hasn't, meaning this is most likely the bottom. A lot of people were wondering maybe it's going to go back down to 40, maybe even 30s. I don't think so. I mean, who knows? I don't think so. I think we would have already seen that decline, especially given what's happening, the information that's coming out from the Fed. I think this is the bottom right? I think this is the dip. I think this is where we're going to see prices at the minimal, and it's going to bounce between here and 50s until the rest of the year. Of course, we have no idea because another wrench could get thrown in that would drastically change prices. I mean, there's so much happening from a week to week basis, let alone a day to day basis, that all affects the price. So who knows? Something could get thrown in that could drastically change the markets. That's why price forecasts and price predictions are always so wishy-washy, and that's why I really don't like to listen to them from like an immediate term. When you're stepping back out looking at like a macro forecast, I'm okay with doing that. But when it comes to like the week to week, month to month stuff, it's really hard to say just because so much affects the price. But in the long term, which we should be looking at this from the long term, this is not a get rich quick scheme. The long term, we know that silver is only going to continue to gain value, over the foreseeable future, over the next several years. So meanwhile, improving trade relations between the United States and China also have diminished the safe haven demand for silver. So if we have both of these things negative for silver, then and it's staying above the support. Remember, silver's trying to break above the resistance levels and stay above the support levels, which I'll show you guys those support and resistance levels in a second. But just remember this. It's trying to stay above the support levels. If it breaks below the support, then it's easier for it to keep going down. If it breaks above resistance, it's easier for it to go up. So right now, it's kind of bouncing between the two. I will show you what those actual levels are right now. So it's actually on this chart right here. So they go over earlier this week, gold rose, pressures were in India. One of the top physical bullion buyers reported slower post-festival demand. So here we go. Triple top at 49.20 in focus. So silver's testing the 49.20 resistance. So that's what it's trying to break above, where a triple top pattern is formed, a sign of fading bullish strength after repeated rejections. So it keeps trying to hit there, but it doesn't. So the 20 period EMA near 48.15 acts as a short-term support. So that means we're trying to stay above 48.15. If it breaks below 48.15, then that could signal right here 47.25 to 45.53. So you see what these prices are kind of important to keep an eye on. I mean, as long as you're investing into silver like me, then this doesn't matter. But if you are someone that cares about the day-to-day prices, then you would be looking at a break below 48.15 could trigger a correction towards 47.25 and 45.53. So you would go back over here, 48.68. It's still 50 plus cents above the support, so that looks good, right? But if we start to get down to 48.15 and breaks below, then it's probably going to drop a few dollars lower. But right now, that's not looking like the case. So, but look here though. However, if buyers push through 49.20 with strong volume, a bullish breakout could follow near 50 to 52. So we have to look at this price and see if it breaks above 49.20, then we could see a several dollar rally. So it's trying to stay above 48.20 and trying to break above 49.20. See what I'm saying? Why, for traders or anyone who does care about the day-to-day price, support and resistance levels can be pretty helpful. In my opinion, whether it's $48, I'm buying it. Whether it's $52, I'm buying it. Whether it's $43, I'm buying it. Whether it's $55, I'm buying it. I'm sorry to say. I mean, that's just me. I really don't care what the price is right now because I'm not planning on selling for a very long time. So the price is basically irrelevant. I'm also someone who doesn't really check gas prices too often. I'm not going to drive 60 miles to save 5 cents on a gallon because I've just spent that much driving to the next gas station that has that price. I'm not a coupon person. Some of you probably are. That's great. Me, though, I'm in this. I really don't care. Maybe that's not the most efficient way, but that's just how I am. I'm going to buy silver regardless at these prices because whether it's $55, I know it's extremely undervalued. Whether it's $45, I know it's extremely undervalued. The only time that really would matter is if you were planning on selling and you could kind of judge to say, maybe I'll sell next week because it's looking like there might be a dip. But still, how could you ever know? So, it's a little that's why I have to give universe. I don't even really give advice. I give universal information on the markets, because what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. And to the next person, everyone has different financial situations. Everyone got in the market at different times, has a different dollar per ounce average, has different financial situations, has more or less silver than each other, plan on selling at different prices in different years. There's so much to it. It's extremely individualized. So you have to learn how to reflect upon yourself. You can't just listen to the next person, because that might actually not work for you. Because maybe that person is retired and has hundreds of thousands in their bank, or maybe you're still working and can only put away a couple $100s each month to buy silver. You see how this person that's retired, has money, is going to come at it from a different angle as you. It's just all, and maybe you started when silver was 54 and they started years ago when silver was 15. So it's just all different. That's why you can't really, listen to someone. And that's also why when people comment on videos and say you're doing it wrong, that might not necessarily be true, right? So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Just wanted to throw a quick video out of what's happening with the price. It's holding its ground even with, things going against it, which I think is a very strong sign of a bottom, but we still have the support and resistance levels that we have to keep an eye on. So yeah, anyways, I'm about to go do this giveaway over at the Secret Silver Society. Some lucky stacker is going to win some silver, and if you want that chance, then go join over there, or just stay tuned for my giveaway next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys later today or tomorrow. Peace.